You know, it's already March and so many people have told me that they want to eat healthier and live healthier in 2020, but they're really all talk and no action one. Let me show you a prime example. John Lim,
Yes.
didn't you say you want to eat more healthy this year?
Yes.
And what have you done?
I ordered cai fan less fun.
Do you think that is enough?
Yeah, I mean, it's the start of the year only, right? Still got like a few more months.
John, you are already done with 1/4 of the year. Let me show you the way, okay? Today we're going to eat well-balanced and healthy light meal options.
Now?
Now, let's go, John.
Now?
Let's go,
Huh?
John. Health first. Health
Then my work,
before wealth. Okay, are you ready for breakfast?
Okay, I'm actually super hungry, even though I look really tired. So, yeah.
So do you usually eat breakfast and what do you eat?
Normally, I eat nothing for breakfast.
Didn't you know that breakfast is the most important meal of the day?
But like, if I drink until lunchtime, then that becomes breakfast, what?
Okay, anyway, I'm gonna introduce you to one of my favorite breakfasts, which is porridge. And we're gonna have duck porridge from Kee Duck Rice. I really like to have porridge because it's a huge comfort food.
Oh, yes.
It's very warm and it just makes you feel so homely.
Yeah.
We're gonna mix up our porridge and see what's inside.
Oh, I mixed already.
Oh, very fast, huh, John?
Yeah.
So if you imagine duck porridge, right, it's basically your duck rice, but instead of rice, they use porridge.
For the duck like juicy, I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah.
There's even a little bit of a herbal taste. I would say okay, for duck, right, it is a little bit of a gamier type of meat. It may not be for everyone, but this one's not too bad.
And the porridge is very smooth, so it just slides down your throat very easily. Feels like you're almost drinking something and not really chewing.
Actually, I'm a lover of convenient foods. So if I know need to chew, right, I am is love. Somehow, right, this makes the Singaporean and me very happy. Come with free egg.
You paid for it last me free. So the sauce really gives it more flavor so that it's not just plain porridge. But if you're looking to opt for an even healthier option, right, what you can do is ask for less jiang.
Actually, you will be proud to know that for most of the time when I eat out, I always no jiang.
Wow!
And like, what is this liquid?
Oh! So Kee Duck Rice has soup available for you upon request. So this soup also has like the herby flavour, similar to the duck. This is a strange combination. If they have soup like that, I'll add the soup to the porridge to make the porridge more watery. I would mix it directly, but then you might not like it, so I mix it.
What kind of beast are you? Feels like I'm drinking the chunky version of this soup. And since it's 2020, I'm gonna say you do you.
Okay, I'm just kidding. I don't do that. I just want to see John do it.
Okay overall I still think that this is quite a healthy breakfast.
When it comes to the amount of calories you're consuming, right, and the tastes that you are having, it's still a good balance of different types of flavors within the bowl itself lah. So I think all in all, it makes a nutritious breakfast that will start you on the right note. John, you know how some people say that it's very difficult to find healthy food outside?
Yeah, because I'm some of those people.
That's an excuse! I give you a tip to make more informed decisions.
Okay.
You can look out for the Healthier Choice logo.
Is it the triangle?
Yes, it's that red triangle that you see on your food packages or your menus. What this means is that it is relatively more healthy than other things on the menu. Alright John, it's lunchtime.
So we're here at Sakae Sushi. And this is actually the first ever conveyor sushi place I've ever been to in my life.
Yeah, Sakae Sushi brings... Okay, I used to pronounce it Sake Sushi. I
Same.
never knew that it's Sakae Sushi.
Yeah, but today we confirm with the staff.
I found out that they actually also have healthier options for you. Uncooked and unprocessed fish, right? No added fats, no added sugar, no added oils, and it is really just right up.
Right.
High in protein, high in omega fat. I'm going to try the nama hotate, which...
Hotate is scallop.
Wow, John, you are well versed in
What can I say?
Japanese cuisine.
Morocco.
And over there you have
yellowtail.
yellowtail sashimi.
Yes.
Clink!
I love that, right? This yellowtail melts in my mouth and it's like the right amount of fatty to flesh. I was half expecting a fish flavor that was going to be very fishy, but for this You can taste that it is really fresh. The grain between the meat parts, right, will like slide off each other. I'm like,
Oh, yeah. I understand
Nice.
how you feel. Actually, that's exactly what this feels like as well. And also, it has a punch of sweetness to it. But it's amazing because there's no added sugar and yet it can still be this flavorful.
Okay, let's move on to our next dish. So what we have here is actually the California tamaki. You know California roll?
Yeah,
Right.
so this is like the hand roll version
Yes, this
of
is
that.
tamaki version.
Yeah, that's why there's avocados and there's the crab stick as well.
Yeah.
And you can see the colors, right? Very vibrant, very
Correct.
loud, screaming in your face. This one is like the unglam food, eh?
Wow, nice.
Nice, huh?
Very sweet. Then the texture of the avocado.
Oh,
In
yeah.
the center, like a bit like pudding.
Yeah, like creamy.
And I would say, right, the cucumber acts like a neutralizer.
Okay, so over here I have the salmon nigiri. I didn't expect the salmon slice to be so big. It's completely blanketing the little rice portion that's below it. It really looks like the rice is wearing a cape. Chewing the entire sushi together in my mouth, right, mixes the rice and the salmon together and it feels like it's almost blending the two together. Salmon is very high in omega-3 fatty acids and I can tell from just the texture of the fish alone because it does have like an oily, smooth texture and this mixes with the rice grains very well.
I'm going to try the salmon teriyaki. Salmon.
Salmon lah, salmon.
I'm trying to be reliable here. Okay. So I like that, right? This salmon teriyaki, right, with the sauce, right, gives it the right amount of like salmon taste while still having the sweetness and savouriness that it comes with teriyaki sauce.
Another thing great about salmon teriyaki is that it is grilled and it's not fried. So it's a healthier option lah. Because when
Yeah.
it comes to the method of cooking, right, that really determines how much nutrition is retained in your ingredients.
It feels like in between each of the salmon, the meat, right, the grain, it still feels like with goodness.
Yeah.
And I think it's just great to know that like a cooked salmon dish, for those who are not feeling the normal freshly sliced salmon, right, it's
Because,
also
yeah.
part of the healthier choice.
Okay, John, the next dish, right, is one of my favorites. You know why?
Why?
Cause chawamushi. Anyway, I like a chawamushi that is smooth.
Someone got a
Ooh.
Naruto, Nice,
This is a good chawamushi. Steamed egg, right? You might easily think that it's plain and boring, but the special thing about chawamushi is that it is actually steamed with gashi, Japanese stock lah. So that gives it a very sweet flavor, and it is still very light. I feel like I could just eat bowls and bowls of chawamushi and never get full. Actually, our last dish for lunch, unagi. Who don't like?
Please refer to my earlier episode.
Oh, so this, John, is the una tamadon.
Una is unagi, tama is egg,
Egg,
then
don
don
is rice.
This is pretty damn good.
And you can feel the fatty layer as well. This actually has the healthier choice label because it is relatively healthier compared to, say, soupy, brothy ramens.
Lower in calories. Lah,
It is
compared to the
lower
other
in-
meals, is it? I think in general, right, this lunch meal was awesome. I've always had this impression that Japanese food is a little bit more healthy, having a seafood-based
Yeah.
meal like this. And in some place like Sakae Sushi, right, which is not exactly the most expensive place to dine in, you know.
I think for sure that it is on the healthier side, but it's important to remember why this is so. A lot of it is because of the cooking methods that are used in preparing the dishes. Always remember to opt for food that is grilled or steamed or boiled over fried food, because that's gonna be better for you in the long run. It's tea time! This is our afternoon snack. We're here at Titi in Heartland Mall and we're gonna try their signature popiah. This is our prawn popiah. Essentially like a vegetable burrito. Everything inside is all cooked vegetables.
Wow, I love popiah. I think that the prawn, right, adds a very pleasant crunch to it. I like that the mangkwang is like the very familiar juicy taste that I really like, right?
Another great thing about popiah is that most of the ingredients inside it are boiled or steamed. And you know what that does? It retains all the moisture and it's not fried, so it's not oily and not greasy. It's
No
all good.
additional oil, which I think will be, definitely not the healthiest choice.
See, your snacks don't have to be unhealthy. If you're opting for a little bit of a heartier meal, Titi also has egg noodles that are of the healthier option because they've got higher in whole grain. Whole grains are less processed than the refined grains. What that means is that it retains more of the nutrition and therefore is more healthier. Whole grains also have a lot of health benefits such as reducing the risk for heart disease as well as diabetes, and also helping to manage weight control.
Egg noodle, right? As the name suggests, egg and got noodle.
Got noodle?
Okay, I also want to try.
Okay, it's whole grain noodles, but it is very springy, it is very soft and smooth. It doesn't taste like it's any different from regular noodles, honestly. Ooh, I feel like this would make a great lunch option if you're around the vicinity, right? And a great thing is that the food here is also very affordable.
And I learned something from all these wow, we talk, I realized that the thing about Qiqi's menu, right, is that they actually have the HPV identifier, you know, the red triangle, the healthier choice one.
Yep.
So it's easy to choose, right? Like this one whole grain, like our barley drink, you know, less in sugar and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think it's important to remember that there are options available and you need to know how to identify them.
It's high time we pay attention, you know?
Do you?
I pay attention now.
Now you do it, right?
No.
You're gonna make a change, John. Basically, what I eat on a day-to-day, right, I try and make sure that it's a balanced diet. And by balance, I mean that I get enough protein, I get enough fiber, and I get enough carbs.
Carbon dioxide.
Get enough carbs lah. Then you what you eat?
I eat whatever has the most curry lor.
Aiyo! If you really want to have a very healthy lifestyle, right, you can't just only have healthy meals. You must also have an active lifestyle. As long as you're not sitting in your desk all day, you feel like your blood is pumping, and that
My blood is always pumping when I'm on shoots with you.
Lastly, we're here at Simply Wraps for dinner, and they have many outlets all over Singapore, but we're in the Dhoby Ghaut branch. So what's great about Simply Wraps is that all their food is freshly made every day, and all of it is non-processed. That includes their salad dressings.
Oh, I also heard that this is halal certified, right?
Oh yeah, and that's definitely a plus point.
So I have here the Korean grilled strip loin soba bowl.
And this is the herb-crusted grilled salmon keto light bowl. What's your dressing?
Mine is sesame and ginger. Yeah.
And over here, I have the olive oil and lemon juice dressing.
Lemon juice?
Yeah. Hey John, I want to try yours also.
Okay, let's try.
Yeah, we try one.
First things first, we add the sesame.
The onsen egg, right, is so runny and soft, and it just mixes with the dressing and all the other dried ingredients in the salad.
Actually, I'm kind of looking forward to kimchi, and I know that kimchi is like kind of healthy, right? But it's actually one of my favorite like sides to go with meals. I mean, the soba is soba normal, right? It's cold, you know, refreshing. But I love that the sesame oil, it gives it a nice texture. But at the same time, right, the ginger give me a little bit of the chicken rice feels.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And also, soba noodles are made of buckwheat flour and water, and that is supposed to be healthier option for carb.
And I know this one confirm healthy because I don't like
Broccoli? You don't like broccoli?
I didn't know.
What about you have a strip loin over there, right?
Yes. Now I cut for you.
Wow, so sweet. Thank you.
So it.
So I really feel like I'm eating a lean meat. And I know that really just packs a lot of protein in my diet lah. But the beef alone has quite a lot of flavor on its own as well.
They either marinated a little bit or they have a rub, right? It's like a little black pepper kind of taste. It's not something you would, you know, be like, oh no, I choose a healthier option, then I lose out on taste, right?
Yeah,
definitely not.
So one of the tips that I have for salads is that when you see more colors in your salads, that is a more well-balanced meal. If you really want to maximize the nutrition in your meal, right, an ideal meal should consist a quarter whole grains, a quarter protein, and half veggies. Which is exactly what we have here. So let's move on to the next bowl. Over here is my herb-crusted grilled salmon. And it's a keto light bowl.
Keto light, right? Basically a keto diet is a diet that is without carbs. Right?
You're
so
right,
I believe keto light is like the light version of that. So a bit of carbs.
It's very well marinated, and because it's grilled, it retains all the juiciness of the salmon, so it's still filled with moisture and it packs a big punch of flavor. They kept the skin on, and what that means is that you're getting a whole bunch of good fatty acids. It's all the omega-3 inside your salmon fillet. So over here I got my lemon juice and olive oil dressing. And we are so excited to try this one. I really like the zest in the lemon juice. When you end your day with a salad like this, right, with a lemon juice dressing, it makes you feel like not so heavy and gelat, you know? Another great thing about salads is that because it's full of raw leafy vegetables, right, it has a lot of natural fiber. And that will keep you full for a longer time as compared to, say, if you ate the same amount of rice.
I'm surprised, you know, that healthy food, right, can also be so flavorful. And it's definitely something that I will come and order again.
I'm so glad to hear that.
No, for sure, because if you think about it, right, if I'm at home and I'm lazy, then I order delivery, right, it will cost me more to eat unhealthy food.
You know, if there's certain ingredients in the bowl that you might not like, right? Fret not like, because you can choose your own ingredients, right?
Yeah.
And you know, when John and I first walked in, we saw the entire counter was full of different ingredients. Some John didn't even know the name to. Like an alfalfa.
Like an alfalfa, it's just like a... I'm just gonna call it an angel hair tauge.
Angel hair tauge. Exactly that there. And we have come to the end of our 24 hours healthy food day. John, are you satisfied? What was your favorite meal?
If I had to go and break it down, right, okay, my favorite would definitely... It's not a meal.
Okay.
It's a snack. It's popiah. Just because I love popiah.
Yeah, that's a very tough contender there. Oh, I do too. Okay, my favorite has got to be the salads at Simply Wraps. I'm just a big fan of salads. I feel like they are very, very nutritious and they are filling. They provide you everything that you need. What have you learned about finding healthy food in Singapore? Come please, I have been telling you this all day.
Okay, honestly, I learned two things. First is that, like, besides exercise, besides having a healthy lifestyle, right, what you put in your mouth is also very important.
Yeah, I mean, diet is a huge part of maintaining a healthy lifestyle.
Yes.
How do you make these healthier food decisions?
Which is the second point I was gonna bring up, okay? So you know the healthier choice, the pyramid, the triangle? I learned that I need to pay attention to look out for those kind of things. The healthier choices, right, which are everywhere, are actually tasty as well.
Thank you HPB for making this episode possible. An easier way to identify healthy food and drink options is to join the health promotion board Eat, Drink, Shop Healthy Challenge, through which you can win fair price vouchers and F&B reward.
Yep, and download the Healthy 365 app so they can scan the QR codes on the receipt of participating partners. More details in the description box below. Thank you for watching this episode of Eatbook Vlogs. If you like this video, you can check out more over there.
And don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Bye-bye! Boom, boom, boom. Bye!
Harassment!